Who?
He wasn't that old. He was like 63.
Oh man, sorry to hear.
Not good.
No,
Anyway,
no, that's young. Um, alrighty. Well, yeah, let's organize when we're catching up as well.
it's good.
Okay, so um, let's look at we've got President's Day in the US, so not really going to have a strong US session by any means. Judging by the weekly candles, like the way last week finished off, kind of felt we did. I fought the trend in the London Open for yeah, most of last week before the sales came in. They did come in eventually, but a little bit annoying having to wait all that time. Um, we have. Let me just make another little page down here. Hey Daniel, Dave, how are you? We had PMI come in late, and that is not a. Normally, it is on Wednesdays and Thursdays. You get the CPI followed by the PPI. This time we had PPI coming on the Friday, and the producer side inflation was high, so we did see a bit of a sell off in the equities. So let's see if they have some lingering effects, or are they going to shrug it off, and we're going to see euro continue to be positive. We'll have to see, huh? Judging by, let's have a look at where we are at. Got to check Forex Factory first, and we're going to check financial due. So we did cover this on the a little bit yesterday when we caught up on Sunday. Not expecting much today. We've got nothing, no actual news. So let's see if we get some ECB speakers come out of the woodwork and chat. But there's actually nothing actually scheduled on the docket. Yeah, nothing. So probably let's see what we get, because without a catalyst, the market can just kind of be inconsistent. Um, check the Asia session. Gold was bullish as gold actually flew. We moved like 120 pips in old Goldie. Did anyone trade Asian session?
I caught a little bit of that last leg up on the 30 minute. So once it slowed down and pulled back, I got in.
Mm-hmm.
I got about 40 odd pips.
Oh, nice one.
Mm.
My phone was hassling me all day with alert after
Morning.
alert. Hey, morning, Sarah. Alert
Mm.
after alert after alert. I got it to trigger like it was. I had to delete one. It was just going off constantly. This one here, where what I had, it was like alerting me every single time. It was just, and I had one at 2017 as well. It was kind of annoying me, but I wanted to keep the one at 2020. What happened in Asia session? So why did it move so much? Oh, there we go. Speak of the devil. Gold alert gone off again.
Yeah, it's pulled back.
So it was the CSI 300 index recovered from its losses. Chinese shares in Hong Kong remain under pressure. Hey, Ray Ronnie. Concerns over China's economy also drove iron ore down following 5 days of rises. Japanese news is going to be a little bit tricky this week, I reckon, because they don't really schedule when they say things are coming out. And I know they're having something coming up soon in regards to talking about policy. They've got some, they're actually going to just have some meeting. Okay. Other than that, doesn't seem like there was actually anything. Actually, you know what it was? I believe the gold moved up. It was there were some headlines that came in after we did the study session yesterday that I saw with Israel. I saw more headlines and fighting going on. So I wonder if that led to this little rally in gold. This is going to annoy us, isn't it? Just remind me once for today. I get it. So if we put our analysis on, we started the day. Started the day over here. This morning. Then price, we're in a clean candle vicinity. So not bad for it to liquidity candle, little continuation candle, pushing up into this clean candle zone, and then finally found a little bit of resistance at this area, 2023 just about. So what does it actually line up with? Does it line up with this neckline? No, not really. Kind of this area between this Asian low and this Asian high. So I've got a little bit of stuff going on there. A few necklines and whatnot. But also for an Asian session, if you cast your eyes to the blue sections, you can see like this is a fairly sizable Asian session, but more times than not, it looks like this size, this size, this size, this size, this size, this size. So we had 120, 130 pips, quite a lot for an Asian session for gold. Although we are going to continue our bullish bias with gold overall, because we are in like a massive uptrend, and I quite like where we pulled back to. Really love that area around 1980s, 1990s. Yeah. We've got monthly levels around here, so see these monthly closes. So these are like, I know it looks like really messy when you've got so many black lines on your chart, but when you go down to like your low time frames, like your 5 minute, these levels become much more spread out apart, and they actually are very sensitive, especially for the lower time frames. So these were 2 monthly closing levels. And if you've got a bullish bias on gold, got clean candles to fill, and you're hitting the monthly level, and you're finding like bullish price action, then buys make a lot of sense for gold. It's pretty nice. All right, so let's check out German today. So waiting about 20 minutes before the London Open. Let's start from a little bit of a top down, and then we'll go ground up. So daily on Friday, finally closed as a bit of rejection. Really nice call from one of the members to look at the extension, fib extension, because when you're hitting these all-time highs, you've got nothing to the left to look at. So taking the extension from here to here, called out 162 as a level, 17,200, really nice round number. And then in the study session yesterday, Dave was talking about how he had the trend line on the top of the channel from 11th of, it's a little bit skewed here, but 11th of January, matching up with this little point over here. And you seem to have a lot of things coinciding together at the same point. So touch, can we get a reaction from a round number, from a retracement extension, from a trend line? All of that looked really good in terms of like when you've, obviously anyone's following, you don't see me use fibs, you don't see me use trend lines. But I do like round numbers. But when we are getting up to these all-time highs and we've got very little price action to the left to go off of, I find it much easier to trade when we're inside of like areas where you've got price action to the left. But when you're above here and it's so freaking bullish, we need to find other things to look at. So that was pretty beautiful. Isolated that level at 17,200. Then the final key to this would be using price action. So what happened, even though I was fighting the bloody trend last week, at fighting it in these cells, hey, I told you to turn off. When I got to here, this area, what made it really nice for an entry was when you wait for price action to close in your favor. And what did we get? What is this candle here? Lovely bearish engulfing candle. And I think that was one thing I had to reflect on over the weekend, was when there was a trend such as like this, rather than going in on like those kind of candles, but on the lower time frame, should have just waited for a higher time frame candle to do that, or just go with the trend. So anyway, it was a good growth week, I think, last week. Really, really good for growth, personal growth. Okay, now daily, we ended up closing bearish rejection candle. What we had was this news, which caused that. This is the PPI news. So this is like a leading indicator of inflation. So if the producer side is having to increase their prices or increase their cost of producing goods, then that's going to have a trickle effect to the consumer side. So I think that was it's pretty sizable difference. You've seen like the last X amount of, basically a year gone, where we haven't seen rises from 0.5%, and now we did. Other than that, it was fairly on target. So what that means, it means inflation could be stickier. So that's a negative effect. So whilst we've got really bullish sentiment going on, it's not unusual for a weekly candle to have some pullback, is it? You can see all of these weekly candles had at least some stage where we had some lower wick, which was at some stage prices pulling back. Now, where are we going to pull back to? We've got the weekly high from before, which was the all-time high at that point until we smashed it on Friday. Daily candle closed bearish. Can we expect price to push up first and then come down, or be more bearish? Let's have a look at the 4 hours. We're going to try read into the candles. We'll have to look into this little area closer, but we are struggling at the previous all-time high, which was around that 17,060. We've got closing prices. We've got price retesting the zone quite a bit over Friday. We don't really have much in the way of reading these candles. It does look like, they are finding the support, but we are making lower highs. We'll probably have to look at the lower time frame. We've got this candle here. So based on the 4 hour, yeah, not a whole lot. 3 hour, I do like this candle, this wick, where the New York session low. We've got previous sessions over here as well. So I do like this level. 2 hours. A little bit of a doji. 1 hour. Same wick. Looking at the target. 45-minute bearish candle. Hour candle. Yeah. Let's see where the flow goes. We've got Asian high. We've got a little resistance created in the New York session from Friday. Do you reckon we just push straight down with the open of London? Given this hour candle is the Frankfurt open, and it's looking bearish at this stage. I think I'd like to look. I kind of lean into sells again. Just want to investigate this section here. Yeah, I think for like buying, I'd like to see some inducement. So being so bullish, we can see that buyers stepped in here, so they bought. So there's going to be a little bit of liquidity sitting underneath this low. We've had Asian session gap up, and then it filled that gap promptly. And then we've been seeing Asian session finding support here, 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 here. And we actually started creating like a bit of a trend line at that point, which was building liquidity underneath that trend line, which looked like something like this. Or it's not perfect, but you can get more touches with a trend line like that. We've had a little bit of a sweep. This time was this was 15 minutes into the open. So I've swept all this liquidity underneath here. This was the retest of the trend line. So there's some sellers coming in here. We know we've got liquidity sitting under here. So I know that at some stage today we're going to break this Asian low. How far do we break that Asian low? It'd be nice if this next 10 minutes, I'd really like it to push up from here. If it pushes up from here, I'll jump in those sells. If we start breaking down here, then I might have to leave those sell plans shelved for a bit, because there's not a whole lot of room before we start getting into this. There's a bunch of stuff going on in this section right over here. There's not a whole lot of room, but I reckon that could be a good target for today, to look for those sells down into here or here or here. And this I think looks like a really nice target. Yeah, so if we can, I'd really like it to pull back so we can get these sells, because I don't want to take breakout sells. But we may have to. Johan, my buy zone is around the weekly FVG, so I'm waiting for price to retrace further. Yep, cool. Yep. I think there could be some good buy moves, and I think there could be some good sell moves in this session. I'm going to open the floor. What do you guys reckon? Man, I stuffed my neck trying to put Maddie into the car the other day. With her car seat. Felt it getting old. I feel like a robot now.
You're still young, mate. You're still young.
I hope so.
So, worst case, you got her stem cells to worry about it.
Yeah, I'm going to pinch those from her for sure. That's one of the reasons we had her, so I can raid her stem cells. Yeah, that looks nice, eh? Selling down to this area. And that's an easy 20 pips, I think. Is it worth going in now for this volume? I might have a little dabble at this.
Mm.
It's dangerous as hell. Yeah. Taking that sell. But a 20 pip drop just there.
Where's 1750 for you?
1750, 10 pips away.
Yeah. Was this? Yeah. Oh yeah, in there. Okay. Yeah, that was a POI for me.
Yeah, even taking 10 pips.
I just zoomed right out to see it. block from London.
Mm.
We've already circled it all. We've got our eye in the same spots.
Yeah, I mean, I see this as structure on the hour. Oh, sorry. What was it, 30 minute? No, where was it? 2 hour? Hour or 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours, sorry. That what you had just before.
Mm.
This is structure. Now, if we can close inside of it, we can see those little quick moves to go to the bottom of that structure. We're only playing with a small range. I think, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to take the sells and the breakout. I'm going to hope that the open pulls back just a little bit. Just a little bit to improve the risk reward. Even if it pulls back like 10 pips, then I'm playing with like a 30 pip target. I do like the price action that we're forming. We've got like these no wick candles we can come back to, but we've got a little, like we've got trending structure and we've got like a liquidity candle here. But this Asian low, I reckon we'll have a bounce from it. So if it is like pressure in it, it's not a whole lot of room to play with, but I'm 99% sure this is not the low of the day. So there should be some more downside. It's just, when does that downside come? Does it come immediately on the open in the first minutes? Or is it just going to pull back a little bit and then it falls down a bit more? We haven't really got any catalyst at the moment. I find that the driving factor would be that there's inflation. The narrative right now is inflation's been stickier. So I don't see why investors will be piling into buys. So let's hope we get a bit of a gift. We get a little bit of a bounce from an existing bid underneath here that drives price up to take those sells. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a fairly easy drop. What do you guys reckon? You agree? Disagree? Your buy move might be for tomorrow because your zone is quite far from price. Yeah, we'll see. I don't expect there to be much movement. I would like to sell down ultimately, all the way down to, I think we could even maybe pressure 16,980 today if we really get that momentum. So hunting sells. Is anyone looking to buy from here? Oh, Russ, do you expect the US bank holiday to affect tax much? I just think there's not going to be much. Like what we typically get is good volume on the London Open, and then we get like a bit of a decline in volume, and then as we get closer to New York, it starts to pick up again. So I just don't think we're going to get that second wave. I think this initial volatility and volume will be the same. It's just I don't think we'll get that second batch.
I actually think this is a seller's inducement. I actually think that it'll dip into that order block area where it is now, and then it'll go up to sweep the Asian high, then sell it from there.
Yeah, that's what I'm really hoping for.
I think this is just I think people are seeing sells already, but it's not going to happen yet.
Well, I think like the London moves have been pretty straightforward late last week, even though I was looking for that manipulation. So maybe it might just drop. However, I wonder if, given the amount of buying that was here, depends on where they want to go, because there's going to be sell orders sitting here.
This is dangling the carrot right now. There's people like, oh, sells. Just looks too easy.
I think it could just pop straight down. 10 pip, 12 pip drop. We've got a minute and a half, 90 seconds. Then once we're under the grey zone, the ultimate target will be down here. So this is what I'm kind of hoping, is that there's going to be a good bid order sitting here to give that pullback, and then like that's what I want to see. And the higher it goes, the higher this pullback can go. Even if it goes all the way up here, that'd actually be pretty nice. I'd actually look forward to selling that.
That Asian high is the new London low from yesterday.
Right.
Or today.
And we've got like lovely structure across here as well, where this is like a bit of a supply. We've got a little bit of a high where there could be buyers trapped here in this zone. Well, the only reason I'm looking for sells is from the PPI data still. Because I don't think, I've got a feeling this week, whilst I don't think we're going to see any like massive sell-off, I don't think it's going to be a very bullish week either. So I think we might actually be a bit more of a sideways week. So it might be an inside candle, given how the weekly candle closed, like as a full-on bullish engulfing. It might operate in this top wick for a little bit. So let's have a look. This is open right now. So the last 3 minutes pulled back a little bit. We've got that little bid order that was picked up underneath here. Now we're just going to drop and finish the move. I'm going to look for, I'm looking for sells, but I'll have to wait for a confirmation. But at least I've got like the daily candle. Like I'm going with Friday's candle, at least. Whereas the last few days, when these sells didn't work out, was going against bullish price action. Chris shorted at 17,600 like a lunatic. Hey George, how are you, mate? All right, I've dangled the carrot. The sellers are in. They've picked up those areas. So now I'm going to look for it to go up to supply. So I'm going to look to short this section over here. Otherwise, like from if price pulled up into this supply area, this is where I'll try pick the top. I'll try pick the top, anticipating this move. But if it turns around beforehand, I won't try pick the top here. I'll just wait for it to be already going down and try jump in and catch the meat of the move. Asian 50, you're looking at?
It's that previous support through here, like just marginally lower. You've also got that very clean fair value gap there.
Mm-hmm.
That where it's pulled from, where did that hit?
You're like 50% of no,
There was a little
London high. London high from Thursday. So I'm going to go to all chart view. I'm going to clear some of this because I want to see multiple lower time frames. So 1 hour, 15-minute top left. Come back, sweep in this liquidity. 5-minute, 3-minute.
If that was a seller's trap, then I guess the stop losses would be above the euro high.
Yeah.
That would be the sweep for their stop losses, I guess.
Yeah. I like this. I like this Asian consolidation. We've got the Asian consolidation, and just above it, we've got the New York consolidation.
Hmm.
So maybe from the tops.
Just that hourly order.
Yeah, I think somewhere around here. I reckon 17,100 or so could be a nice area to give the first sell attempt.
I took a buy from that little carrot.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Beauty.
I'm going to call that the carrot buy from now on, or the carrot trade.
Carrot stick.
The carrot trade.
Carrot stick.
I'll leave that alone.
The hummus is up here.
I was just going to say, where's the hummus?
Yeah. Picked up the carrot, dipped into the hummus. And then you've got some person lying on the side.
I swear I didn't know what that picture was.
We've had a little bit of Botox here.
I think you're in the wrong profession, Hayden. I think you should be an artist.
We should. Can we make that an NFT and like sell that?
It's a bit butted.
Gold is a bit of a tough one, having moved so far, 2021, 2022. But I imagine we sort of hang around this 2020 area. So maybe if I get a pullback to 2015. A little bit higher.
Gold was fine to me.
Oh, you took the Asian high sweep?
Yeah,
Down 20 pips?
I pulled it. I took it down, but it was so bullish. I caught some of the second lot of the move up.
Yeah.
And stopped back down again.
Cool.
Had a nice area I took a buy from down the bottom too. I was happy with.
Yeah, I decided to have a pending short order, Rambo style, bearish M15, FVG, stop loss above Asia high in case price sweeps the Asia high. Oh yeah, I like that zone. Now I'm gonna have to be super careful if the 15-minute closes. Oh no, it didn't actually. It's like that was the last 3 minutes that made that low, didn't it? I was thinking this candle could be like a liquidity candle. So at the moment we've got a liquidity candle here on the 15, kind of retesting that zone. Because that zone, yeah, we're retesting it right now. Let's see if we close above it. Or is this the reaction from here now? Yeah, and US bank holiday as well. And Chinese bank holiday, I believe. Around that 15-minute trend line I drew. Oh, you mean like here, Ronnie? Like that where it intersects?
Sorry, it was earlier on. We've already shot up through that trend line.
Oh, I see. All right, watch because I'm I'll be willing to try pick the top up here, but if we do turn around before, then this 5 minute is actually looking pretty nice. No top wick on the 3 minute, but we've broken the low. Let's watch this 3 minute candle. This one can close, and we're breaking the low. I think I'll give that a shot. So watching this one, see how this next 3 minutes pans out. But if we can actually make a high of this candle, then I'd say this could just be like a bit of a pullback for London before then we start to retest and extend the lows. So the 5 minute close nice, pretty healthy. Still, like this is a continuation candle. This is not really a rejection candle, but if we start, it's a liquidity candle, but I still want to see what this one does. I'd like to see this one create a bit of a top wick, grab that liquidity. In that case, then start to actually break through and come back down here again. So still being patient, just waiting to see, because if we break the high of this candle, then we've still got continuation going, and the 15 minute is looking pretty strong at that stage. So we'll still have to wait for it to push up, and then I think I'll just resume waiting for sells up near my preferred area.
Yeah, 1 minute, that was just the first structure pullback.
On the ones, eh? Let's check the ones. Yeah. Second structure at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean, you're talking about this one. Gotcha.
I'm treating that as if we've done a reversal based on
London's new volume. So first structure pullback.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, what you're saying. Euro session, yes, second structure.
Yeah, looking like we're breaking that 5 minute high pretty close to. So there's no sells just yet. Well, that candle actually, are you still holding, Dave?
Yeah, still in. Yep.
Yeah, nice one. 3 minute liquidity candle. Sweeping basically New York and Asian.
As I said, my first partials will be just above the euro high, thinking that if that was a fake out underneath to induce sellers, then that's where their stops would be. So that might be the liquidity it needs to then turn around.
Yeah, depending, that could give it a bit more of a boost. That's what I'm hoping, because it's those stops are buy orders, aren't they? So that's going to add to the buying pressure.
Yeah, true.
Because that will then hopefully push up to the Asian high.
That was my original. I think I put that in the chat. I was looking for order block of 17,100, possibly pip the Asian high, and then come back down from that order block at 17,100.
Yeah, that's why I'm always really cautious about the first break, and I don't know why I don't like breakouts. Is the first break is dangerous, but waiting for that second break can be the better move. But first break into a fresh zone, bloody hell, it's hard to get. You need good volume. You need everything going for it to get that clean move.
Yeah, 15's got 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, it's looking like a good candle, so I'm going to hold off pulling any triggers at the moment. Oh, sap gapped down. All right, getting paid to wait here. So I think this 3 minute now is becoming a bit of a telling story. So if this is the liquidity candle to the upside, price shouldn't have any business closing below it. So if we're closing below it, I'm going to be looking for pullback sells, and then assume that the top is in, and the top coming in lower than my preferred top. And that's what I mean by like not trying to pick the top if it's not at my, like I would give it a bit more of a high risk cowboy entry from above Asian high. But if we're going to just do a pullback, I don't really know, like it's not entirely clear where the high of London session may be. And if this is the London high, then this is a liquidity candle. Closing below that, I think we'll see more downside then. Just got to wait for maybe, hopefully we get a pullback. What is the significance of SAP gapping down? The only problem, so SAP, Ronnie, is the #1 company in the German the German 40. So they make up a big proportion of the overall price for German 40. They've been on a tear lately. Just be mindful though, because for TradingView, for actual like indices, you need to pay for the data package to get up to date data, and each one will sort of like have different ones. So I don't have the data package for actual stocks. So whilst I see the price, it is 15 minutes delayed as well, because you need to to get real-time data for this Frankfurt Stock Exchange, you need to get the real-time data package. How much is it, by the way? I've always just said, every time like they say, do you want the other data? I'm like, yeah, don't need it because German 40 is up to date. I never trade the actual individual stocks. So I don't mind if it's real time. But if I was going to like actually do like proper correlation, I think it'd be very dangerous to try add correlations like that. But it would be interesting. What is it, by the way? We shouldn't go to accounts and billing on YouTube.
And Len, did you see that screenshot I put up?
Oh, I'll have a look.
It was a Glenn question.
Oh, where on which chart?
In the chat. Just German 40.
Oh, you
I
got that
just thought
trend line.
that was your trend line retest style.
When did you put that up, mate?
Sorry?
2 minutes ago.
In the chat.
I just thought that looked very much like one of the trend line retests that you would break and retest that you would like to trade normally.
I'm in the chats. Oh, heck yeah.
That was where my carrot was, just at that little retest.
Mm-hmm.
This 3-minute candle wick, that was essentially the same thing. But just from that last tiny little move.
Okay, we've got another little liquidity candle. So we've got 2. So yeah, I think I would like to take sells if we're breaking underneath this area. This could be reversing this current 15-minute candle looking bullish. We could start being just part of a top wick on the hour time frame.
Yeah, 3-minute. 1 minute lower high. Closing below a liquidity candle.
So is this a fake out? You got like your little trend line there. Are you using that one? Looking at that?
It's very, very tight range, isn't it? It's only 27 pips from high to low.
Tight range, but if you're looking for it to actually extend the low, you've got a lot of...
I would probably use this more so.
I'm going to give it a shot, guys. I'm going to enter a sell. I'm
Yeah.
entering a sell here. Entering a sell.
Yeah.
It's going to keep my stop loss fairly tight.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Look to extend the low and ultimate target. I'm going down here. Based on that 1 minute, looking like a reversal.
That was nice. There's a few liquidity candles in there, Hayden.
Yeah, we're breaking under this candle now, the one that I was liking. Yeah, beautiful. So that's a good example of anticipation. If we can close under here, it should be nice. Got 2 minutes though. If we're rejecting this level, it's going to be it's going to be a bit dicey. But that was good anticipation of the break. Yeah, looking good. Sweet. Now, if we can break in these lows, gaining that momentum, could be a scale in opportunity. Now, just be careful of this area for rejections. Do want to see it break and close underneath it. So I'm not moving my stop loss, but just for visual representation of what I'm going to look at is I'm basically mentally preparing my stop loss for right here, keeping it nice and tight. So I don't want to leave it here because it could just be one wick and just take me out. But if it breaking and above here again, if it just touches it and then rejects, that's good. I'll keep it there. I'll hold it. But if we're breaking that area again, I won't hold the full risk. But this is looking pretty good at the moment. But just like stop loss is still here, but mentally, I'm really keeping a close eye on this level. All right, and I'm going to secure a bit here at this point. So no matter what happens now, we've got some money for this week. I was saying yesterday, how the week last week was the first time for a long time I finished the week shit. I finished the week bad. Made up the moves in late moves, but it wasn't I wasn't happy with the price action. Wasn't happy with some of the trades, so I really just had to only recover the early trades. So I really want to make sure that we start this week well. Now we'll watch how this 30-minute candle closes. Because if this 30-minute candle is closing like still quite bullish, then I'd say we're still going to fill this wick again and my stop loss won't survive. So then I'd just rather just get out at break even and look to re-enter. But if we can actually close this candle as bearish, then I think that this is looking pretty nice, and pretty nice as like a kind of like a HCS kind of thing. Liquidity candle, retest, candle closing bearish, got nice space underneath, got a lovely zone that we're targeting. This gray section down here, 20 pips under the low. But we need this candle to close with at least a small body, if not bearish. But retesting the current London low, we're just seeing like that little reaction right now. Who's in this trade? It was aggressive having to use the 1 minute, but that price action looked pretty clean, did it not? So the purpose of me...
Long, but I didn't go short.
Oh, you took profit at that time? Yeah, cool.
Around there, yeah, but then didn't go short from there. I was still stuck to my original idea of getting higher.
Uh-huh. It can still do it easily. Oh, look at this. So the purpose of me securing down here, I'm keeping my eye on this bit, but if it's going to be a pretty aggressive pullback, then I'm just going to close it out. So it's touched my zone. My stop loss is still here, but it's touched where I'm willing for it to touch once, but it needs to leave. If it's not leaving now, I'll just end up just closing this thing. So I'll just hold it just to see if this is just a little pullback from this no top wick. So it'd be nice if this candle can close bearish on the ones.
I've been talking to myself. So my price feed, we have taken the euro low,
Yeah.
treating that as a support. We've now created a higher support.
Right.
Just again,
Yeah, I'm gonna close this trade. If this candle is flipping bullish, that trade will be kaput. Yeah, it's gone. All right. Well, little scalp.
it was a good buy. I like your entry.
Yeah, the entry was
Good
nice.
sell.
A
Sell.
bit annoying with the 1 minutes, so haven't got a whole lot to show for it. Secured
We've
at
got a
secured at 15 pips, like a portion of the trade, and then the runner, but it was only a small portion. So anyway, it's basically like this gives me another a free bullet today. But tricky with this initial open. So I'm just being transparent on how I'm managing the trade, but don't let it influence the way you guys do. It's just because I'm trying to last week was a tricky week. 4M. Ooh. Ah, shoot. too conservative. Come on.
Maybe not.
No, I'll be willing to get back into it. Just want to make sure that this candle is just not a retest of this blue one. I reckon if we're crossing down here again, I'll just jump in.
Yeah, likewise, if that support closes a little bit higher, I'll scale along.
Let's check the higher time frame. Let's not get lost in these low time frames. 30 minutes come to a close now. 30-minute. Oh, see that pullback made that 30-minute candle close too bullish. So there's no sells just yet for me.
15-minute is a very big rejection wick from the bottom side.
Yeah.
It is a candle, but that's
the hour can still flip. So if the hour candle flipping bearish, then sells down for like another 30 odd pips. But that 30-minute at the moment is just making me be really skeptical of low time frame trades in here. All right. Well, let's just wait and see. So we've got a little bit of negation happening where these two candles create some conflict. This barcoding with a rejection wick to the downside, a bit of a rejection wick from the top side. So once again, if we see something close outside of this range, it's usually a good indication of where the future direction is. All right, pretty poor price action, pretty poor volatility actually to start with. Red pants, green pants, yellow submarine pants. We had Coco Melon on last night when we were having dinner. You know how many views that some of them have had, like one video.
What was that for, Hayden?
Coco Melon, you know the Coco Melon? Yep. No, more than millions. Billions. Billions of views.
It's the new Teletubbies, is it?
I was surprised. It's been around for since 2006. It's these guys. So my mother put on Wheels on the Bus, but she put it on, like, normally it's like you get a whole bunch of different songs, but it was Wheels on the Bus on repeat. I'm like, man. So many Wheels on the Bus can watch. These guys have got, like, this one's 540,000 from 2 days.
No.
In 2 days, 540,000. There was a 2000. There's another one. Oh, look at those Wheels on the Bus. 212 million. There were some that had over 1 billion views. Absolutely mad.
Oh, it's decided to move.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced.
Nah, let's see where we close out of this. So I was curious. I'm like, I wonder how much that video is made. And it's depending on how the ads and all that's calculated, like YouTube revenues. But an ad like that video like that would have made the producers anywhere between 500,000 to 1.5 million for that video.
I see.
And they've got like tons of videos. All right, we've got some movement here. All that Coco Melon talk has got German excited. This is the red submarine candle. These sales are looking good now. We're just going to close underneath this guy. Not reject, but actually close. Then we've got the next target. Is going to be that grey zone. Okay, come on. Hour's looking, look at this hour candle now. Come on, drop. If we close under the 1 minute, I think they're going to come back to close some of the buys there. Maybe a nice scale in. At the moment, the 17,060 is holding. But yeah, you got your eye on this, don't you, Ivan? Come on. I'd also be looking for this pathway later on. Like it doesn't, obviously when I draw this first one, I'm not expecting straight line moves. Okay, 15 minutes, just about to come to a close. Like leaving all these wicks. All these wicks. What are your thoughts? Well, at the moment, what I'm thinking is there's probably a lot of people ready wanting to sell as well. Selling, 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 but then also a lot of people buying, buying, buying. So it depends on what is the order flows. What are the big guys wanting to do? Are they wanting to ultimately buy the market and get a better price? So, as in sweep the buyers, triggering the sells to come down so that they can buy, or are they sort of overlooking inflation, and they're seeing still we're in this AI boom, and they're still very bullish on equities. If that's the case, then I can see a world as well where they're inducing sellers and sellers and sellers and sellers. I still think there would be I do like this level still, so I do think there could be a big buy move to trigger the people that are getting into these sells, so that they can sell using those buy orders and using that as liquidity to sweep, to push down, to get a better price. Because I still, I'm absolutely sure that this weekly candle is going to have a lower low at some stage. Like, I don't think that this was the low of the week. I'm sure we're going to push lower at some stage. It's just, do we push lower before going up, or are we going to push up first before extending these lows? The price is set up so it could offer both. We've got all this trendline liquidity that we could sweep to be able to propel price further north, but we've also got some liquidity building up in these areas. So the market can really, at the moment, we're just ranging. Where price wants to break out, I think that breakout is going to be a fake out. So whilst we're sort of like analyzing these lower time frames and looking for movement, and we're seeing like some of these candles actually giving like looking like they're moving a lot, but ultimately it's price is very much dead. Very, very, very much dead. So maybe these wicks also mean no volume. It's just printing the barcode. So it's not the data over risk or over leverage today. If you can get some moves and you can get 10, 20 pips, I would be recommending secure something, get risk out of your trades. Moving stops to break even kind of sucks because most of the time you're going to get stopped out. But definitely secure some profits along the way. That's what I'm doing. Not looking for a home run or anything. Just trying to hit those little little bunts. Just trying to get build some profit up. Then when we get some better market conditions, which don't have bank holidays, and that we've got days where we've got a clear catalyst, which is pretty quiet actually for this whole week. We've got nothing today unless we get ECB speakers or Fed speakers. Tuesday, we've got CPI and CAD, but that's not really, we could see volatility. I think we saw last time pretty good volatility in gold with CAD.
Can do. Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, can do.
Yeah. Wednesday, we've got FOMC meeting minutes, so this is just the minutes of what they discussed. So this sometimes it creates some good volatility, but it's just the minutes. Like the meeting's done. It's just not a new meeting or anything. It's just now they're releasing the minutes. So there can be some surprises, but often not. Thursday's the nasty day. Thursday we've got PMI.
Oh.
And then Friday will be, I reckon, a volatile day. I reckon you have heaps of Fed speakers. Even though there's nothing here scheduled, I think they will. We've also got German GDP and German IFO business climate. So we could see some volatility in these London sessions. All right. Well, we're just ranging here. So this is a bit shitty price action. See how when I drew that initial range box was across here. Price was looking good, but couldn't break out. We're still just ranging. I'll catch you, Daniel. Yes, Aaron. This is boring as well. Yeah, watching this crappy price action.
Did you? Sorry, I've been on and off mute, Hayden. But did you see the 1 minute trap and exit?
Let's have a look.
So you see when it went up at the start of the London session.
This one?
Yeah, and you've got structure there. Goes up, pulls back, carries on going up, keep going.
Yeah.
Then you've got a bullish engulfing where it's going to go back up again, starts coming down, and then you've got that bullish engulfing.
This one?
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got HCS with the candle 2 in front of it as well. And then it comes back down and then goes back up and retests it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see that, to be honest.
I didn't see it at the time. I haven't taken anything this morning, but there's that HCS there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes back up and goes straight back down again. I know it's only in 1 minute. I'm not sure I took it anyway, but if that was sort of if you saw that on the 30 minute, you'd see it as a perfect trap and exit.
Yeah. I've got what I was looking at is I saw these two candles. I was like, oh, yeah, that looks like a fake out. So breaking underneath these guys, that's what I thought it was worth looking to sell down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Johnny. Yeah, sure, buddy. I forgot about that. Sorry, I got caught up with things. I'll email you. Well, YouTube, I'm gonna call this. Well, this is pretty rangy. Kind of was suspecting that we'll have pretty poor volatility today, given we've got no real catalyst that we can see at the moment, and we've got bank holidays in the US and CAD, so price action is pretty trash. Zoom people, stay on. We need to talk about some things. What I'm looking for is I still like the sells. Obviously don't do anything inside of here unless you're playing the range. I'm going to be looking at levels above here Okay, anywhere sort of above this area, I'd be hunting sells. But if we're pushing up that way, if we're getting like some strong hour candles, then it's not really going to be a 3-minute plus liquidity candle. It's actually going to be probably a 15-minute candle where I'd look for sells. But I'm going to leave you with that idea. If we do push down, then and we are closing below here, then I think you can take some pullback sells down towards 17,020. But they're the two ideas I'm going to leave you with. But I'm going to end it with this crappy price action, and then hope tomorrow's going to be a better actual London Open. Zoomers, stay on. All right. At YouTube, I'll see you soon.